Alright, this one's just gonna be me recording it. I'm not gonna be live streaming it since it's just hard mode. Hard mode doesn't usually last that long. But man, I was recently watching someone else play through stuff, play through the event, and I have some new thoughts. Not too different from what I already felt before, because I still think Maxwell was an important piece in how Suin turned out. But I'm not really gonna say anything until like after hard mode ends. Maybe they'll clear some stuff up. That or they're just gonna lead into Drake stuff. But we'll see right now. So let's just get into hard mode. I already did all the previous stuff. I just need to do this event, this mission real quick. But yeah, I'll go more into my thoughts once this one's done. But it's just regarding like whether I feel what Suin's redeemable or not, you know. So I'll save my thoughts after, you know, once this is done and once whatever happens in hard mode happens. But given their past events, they haven't really. Oh, this is a more serious event, so maybe they'll give more context, or maybe they'll just drop a cliffhanger. So we'll see. Put my other earbud in.
Wow, it's been a really long time.
Long time, so we just need to know what time it is now. I'll put the...
I can't remember the last time you reached out. Probably not since way back when you were making the Matisse NIKKEs. Right?
I've no interest in engaging in small talk with you.
There you go, being all prickly again. I caught the one who shot you in the head and made sure they were punished.
Okay, so this is regards to Uni.
And yet you're still mad at me? Is it because of how Maxwell ended up?
I said no small talk. Also, I'm not even angry at you. You're not worth getting upset over.
Oh, I see. Right.
I'm assuming he's talking about Maxwell regarding like how current Maxwell is, I guess. Not really specifically that event.
Well, if you really care about me so little, why did you carve out some of your precious time to talk to me?
To ask you, why have you been stealing Matisse data lately?
What am I stealing now?
All the data related to Matisse. You're the one who stole it, right?
Excuse me? No.
It wasn't you?
What would I even take it for?
Someone's stealing Matisse's data.
It's not like it's their actual bodies. It'd be no help at all to my research.
So, it wasn't you?
Wait, it's not like it's their actual bodies. It'd be no help at all to my research.
What reason would I have to lie to you about something like this?
Huh? Then who would it be?
Someone really made off with data on Matisse? Isn't that some of the most classified and guarded data in the company?
Yeah, it is. So, when it comes to someone breaking through our top-level security and then taking only the Matisse data...
I wonder if this is how they're gonna tie in Emery back into this.
Who would do something that weird but you?
They broke through top-level security.
Because Emery wouldn't really need to break through it. He already technically has access if they haven't changed anything.
And then only took data related to Matisse? Without laying a finger on anything else of value?
Yeah, and I can't think of a single other lunatic in the world who would...
Sure you can. There's one other person who would do something like that.
What?
Wow. So this is how he shows himself again.
Okay, so yeah, this is how they're tying Emery back into this.
What are you talking about? Who?
I know people were like speculating, oh, Emery could be Chatterbox. I didn't really buy into it, really. It just didn't really make sense with all of Chatterbox's dialogue and all that. But I still wanted to see, like, I wasn't gonna rule that out, you know, because things could always change. But interesting.
You really don't know? It's someone you know very well, too.
Someone I know?
Broaden your list of suspects to those outside the Ark.
What? That doesn't make sense. How would anyone breach the Ark security from the surface?
The only one who could breach the Ark's security and connect to its network is the same genius who built the Ark's communication system in the first place.
I wonder if his squad is the one who Emery's group is the one involved with like those the raptors that was it Absolute Squad face, the wolves, the ones that worked in unison.
Does that give it away?
No way. Father?
Oh, that is how they're gonna end it. That's kind of crazy. But I wonder if Emery's group or whatever, he's the one in charge of the smarter raptors, the wolf raptors, you know? It's just that. Alright. So it didn't really end with like anything for like Drake, but Drake is probably gonna get her own event. Probably not a part tour like this, probably just like a single event, which I don't mind. Unless they decide to give Drake something like crazy backstory, but I don't think they would give another unit like that some like traumatic shit, you know? But we'll see. But then again, now it's just, what was I saying earlier? Oh yeah, that whether I think Siwon's redeemable or not. I was initially gonna say no, regardless. But then when I was watching someone else play through the event, so I was just kind of getting a refresher of it. I noticed that because I initially thought, or at least in the moment, I thought it was like Siwon basically ordered the hit at first, right? So she agreed, and then she just tried her best to get Maxwell's consent after. That's what I thought. But watching someone else play the event, Jiwon was gonna off her anyway, or Jen was gonna off Maxwell anyways, because she literally said that she prepped it. So at that point, I really kind of don't blame Laplace for that either, for the choice she made there, considering how stunted she was at the time, like emotionally and mentally stunted she was. And then with like she just got the news, or I don't know how much time passed between her getting the news that Maxwell was just dipping, that she was gonna be part of them. So she was kind of given, in her mind, she probably thought of it as a, because I'm pretty sure if Maxwell died in her own terms or whatever, like age or some other accident, I feel like she would have probably let it go, right? But she was kind of killed. Not even killed. She was on the verge of death in front of her, caused by her own sister. And then she was basically given the choice, save her or not. Her seeing her becoming a NIKKE, she saw it as saving her life. And then, of course, she remembered after what Maxwell said about how she doesn't feel like it's the same. But we already saw that Siwon doesn't really think so. I think she saw it more as long as they keep the memories, they're still the same person. But Maxwell didn't see it that way. But Laplace, she was already in a tough spot, not mentally there, and she was about to she was either just, like I said, given the choice just to either quote unquote save Maxwell or just let her die. Like I said, if she just did her normal walkout or anything, I'm pretty sure Siwon would have been in a better spot, because like it's not like Max is dead, right? But in that case, in front of her, she was like dead. She was gonna die. That's what I feel like. That's what pushed her to that decision at that moment. So that's why I'm like, I don't really blame her for it. Like, you could say it sucks. No, you can't. It does suck that what she did, that she kind of forced her into being a NIKKE. Like I said, in that moment, I felt like, I know people were saying like, oh, Siwon's an adult, blah blah blah, right? Yeah, she is, but we've kind of seen her, right? How she is. And people were saying, oh, well, Siwon's not, Maxwell's not her mom. I kind of feel like basically she is, considering how long they've been together and at what young age Siwon was, right? But then, like I said, I feel like Maxwell, her ways of handling things was pretty bad. Nothing you could change that. She was half committal to a lot of stuff. She was passive in a lot of things. She didn't take. She wasn't like doing things. I feel like she also kind of mirrored like Laplace, where Laplace took action to make a change while Maxwell was more passive. And I'm still stuck on Maxwell's. I currently still see, because the way they're playing it out is that Maxwell NIKKE is different from Maxwell human, so I'm still seeing it as that. So I'm gonna see him as that. So I don't see current Maxwell as human Maxwell right now. I still think human Maxwell's whole morality thing is kind of fucked, considering the field that she works, because her line of work, no matter what she does, is immoral. She's contributing to whatever evil comes from what she's working on, and she's working for Mr. We already know how a good chunk of the how NIKKEs were born were, how NIKKEs were made were. So I feel like with her field of work, she has no foot to stand in. She can't really stand on anything, because although she knows it or not, whatever her line of work is morally bad already. Head researcher and missileless weapons researcher type thing. So I don't know. I just feel like her moral compass is just all over the place as well. And it was such a weird thing for me to get hung up on, or for her to get hung up on, regarding morality. Because personally, I don't see why she would feel remorse about offing the board members. Because I still have the mentality that the board members, they tried wiping, they straight up killed eight people who were in the project. They just instantly killed those people, and they almost took out. I feel like Laplace would have been fine regardless, but they could have definitely killed Maxwell. So like, I don't blame Siwon for not feeling remorse for that action specifically, right? Because why would you feel remorse for someone trying to kill basically how she sees like her only person the only person in her life that actually cared for her? It's like saying like I was supposed to feel pity for what was his name? Doban. It's like if we're supposed to feel sad for when Doban died, or we were supposed to tell everyone else like, don't kill Doban, don't do it. Like what? Like in their eyes, it's just such a weird thing, because like you can't blame them, and I wouldn't feel bad. Like when Anderson killed VTC, I didn't feel bad for VTC either. I don't think he should feel bad either. And then when, why am I forgetting names? What's his name? Let me look it up real quick. I don't know why I'm stumbling on names. Why am I forgetting his name? Birmingham, there you go. Like, are we gonna see Birmingham as a bad person? Is Maxwell gonna call Birmingham a bad person just for his execution of Doban? Like, I feel like murder itself doesn't really define a monster or evil, right? It's the action that led up to it, or the motive behind said murder. Because I feel like regarding Maxwell, in her eyes, she sees the board of directors the same as Siwon, so that means she sees Doban, and she would have seen Doban and Birmingham as on the same standing of monsters for what they did at that moment, which I would not agree with whatever moral compass Maxwell's rocking with that. That's why I didn't like that. Didn't click with me. I didn't like that part when Maxwell was trying to justify Siwon being a monster, because I honestly just don't blame Siwon for that. Like, I doubt Birmingham feels regret or any remorse for offing Doban. So I don't know. That's the only reason why I feel like it's really hard to side with Maxwell's decisions and whatnot in this case, right? But yeah, it was still a really good event. Like, I enjoyed. I like having these like little these little moments of thoughts with these events, right? It gives you a lot to think about. And I have seen discussions. There's some that see Maxwell's side. There's some that people see Siwin's side. Well, I see more on Maxwell's, but I think on this one I'm more like on Siwin's side, to be honest. So I personally think Siwin's redeemable. I don't think that's too crazy of a take, especially considering there's people who are still going with, who are still like GN. There's people who like red shoes. Like, I'm like, those people, I don't think there should be. I don't think people should like those characters at all. I think they're meant to be disliked. But it is what it is, though. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of it. I just wanted to do this event real quick. It only took like 15 minutes. That wasn't that long. Yeah. Appreciate you guys for watching. Bye bye.